Same thing you just did.
Okay.
Put this foot straight, not even open, just straight, right? So it's still kind of more in front of him. Sink down. Okay.
Oh.
See, he's already losing balance. You see that? Because think about what's happening with your feet. So if I just do this, like he breaks very easily. Because when you go, think about tires on a car. Narrow tires or wider tires for better traction and control?
Wider.
Wider tires. So I don't want you. All right, so I'm gonna try to keep this foot slightly more this way. Hips this way. Yeah, that's it. Good. Yeah, that's right. Good. So I'm gonna explain why we want it a little bit more inward if we can. Yeah. Good. That one's not bad. So a little bit more inward. That's front toe. Yeah, that's it. All right, so you know why we want the front foot a little bit more inward? So when we go here and I go to step, why I want it to be slightly more inward?
For when you check your stance, it'll be more connected.
Hope you're enjoying the content. If you do, please like and subscribe. It'd be very much appreciated. Also, if you're looking for some custom designed Energy Wing Chun t-shirts, please click in the description below. Thank you again, and back to the video. Yeah, so I mean, let's say I do this and I could still do that, right? So let's demonstrate two things. One, okay, so you give me a wide open stance like this. Go ahead.
Yeah.
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 Don't move.
Ah!
Close a little bit. Now it's a lot, right? So if you were to come and kick my nuts, this kind of blocks. You see how you're still kind of wide open like this. So you see how mine's kind of in front? So if I'm in front, right? So if I'm like this, nut shot. Easier, right? If I get this in front of it and this behind it and I turn my hips, you see how this, now that the kick has to come slightly angled, it makes it a little bit harder to get to that. One reason, all right? Second reason, that's probably the nut shot is probably the second reason, best reason. The first best reason is this one. All right, so come here and demonstrate it on you. So move this out of the way. Okay, so if you have, so just give me not an inward, just a regular like this. Okay, how you would, right? So so go ahead and sink. If I go to push you, see how weak that is? Okay, go back. Now get it in front of you. Yep, turn your hips. Yep, so this one goes more angled. Not in front of me, but more turned in. Okay, now sink. Okay, now see. Sink more.
Go, sink more.
Yeah, just don't lift when I push you.
Okay, let me try again.
Okay, now, same thing. Same thing you just did.
Okay.
Put this foot straight, not even open, just straight, right? So it's still kind of more in front of him. Sink down. Okay.
Oh.
See, he's already losing balance. You see that? Because think about what's happening with your feet. So if I just do this, like he breaks very easily. Because when you go, think about tires on a car. Narrow tires or wider tires for better traction and control?
Wider.
Wider tires. So when you're sitting in your stance and your foot's like this, that's narrow tires.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why when you go from here to the back, so your back is already slightly angled and it's not straight, right? If it's straight, now it's super narrow and it's very hard to balance on that. So it's already at an angle which gives you more surface area, right? Does that make sense? Yeah. Now if your front one is also pointed straight, right? Like the angled and then this one's straight, you notice that it's kind of hard to balance because that's such a small traction of a narrow tire. So the minute I turn it like this, then my tire just got wider, right? Before it was like this, I turn it, now look how wide my tires got. So you want that tire to be wider. That's why we want it slightly angled. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, because now, does it feel much more balanced?
It does, yeah.
Yeah. Go narrow, front, and keep the back one the same, slightly wide. You got one narrow. It already feels harder to balance, right? If you
it does.
It already feels, you can't keep any. So imagine if you're using that in a self-defense situation, right? We need that balance in order to take incoming pressure, to counterattack, right? Everything relies. If you don't balance, how are you going to do anything? So the footwork design is to have that wide tire on both sides, right? So I could have a wide tire up front if I had a wide tire up front, and then a super narrow one. I turn this is really weird, but see how narrow it is? Well, if I sink down, I can already feel like my back feels kind of wobbly, doesn't it? You feel it? It feels kind of wobbly?
Yeah.
Right? Now imagine if you have two of them straight ahead, they feel super wobbly because that center of balance becomes worse. I'm already wobbly.
Feels like when you're on a bike and you're not moving, how you're like trying to.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
it
it.
feels like
That's
that.
it. Yeah. Right? If you had a bike with a fat ass tires like this, then you can just sit there and do nothing. That's the point of why we have to create wider tires as we're moving. So as you get moving through the cans, you want wider tires, right? So that's why when I turn this way, look how wide my tires are. But I still have to get this hips turn facing my opponent, right? And my opponent's over there. So as I move, see how I already set my wide tire? My wide tire. See it? Right? Make sense? Okay? So that's why I think number one, that is number one priority or number one reason why we want angled in on the front foot or both feet. Number two is the nut shot. All right? Because by having that angled in, this knee makes this surface area much, see how it's kind of more angled here versus this is straight in,
Yeah.
right? Now, if you have no nuts, you're fine, but we got nuts, right? And they are delicate. Make sense? Yeah, good.